Philippe Chatrier court. Here we are for women's doubles action at the Paris 2024 Paralympics. And we're into the semi-final stages already, where GUO Luoyao and WANG Ziying of China are going to take on KAMIJI Yui and TANAKA Manami of Japan. Well, the players have a warm-up. It looks like the fans are having a warm-up as well. It's not the warmest of days in Paris. It's a little bit hot and sticky. Plenty of school kids here. It's the week that school is going back, so they are making the most of the last day or two of freedom. And it's a good, healthy crowd at Roland Garros. Philippe Chatrier court. So the centre court here at Roland Garros. Match is also underway on Suzanne Lenglen, which is the second of the big show courts. Out come GUO and WANG. GUO 22 years old, WANG 26. And then their more storied opponents. KAMIJI Yui and TANAKA Manami. KAMIJI 30 years old, TANAKA 28. They're the number 2 seeds here. So if everything goes to plan, not that these things ever do, of course, then they would be slated to meet the defending champions Diede de Groot and Annick van Colt in the final. Defending champions, so van Colt and de Groot won gold in Tokyo 3 years ago. KAMIJI got bronze, but not with her partner today. She wasn't with Tanaka, she was with Otani Momoko. That was a French kiss, if ever I saw one, quite literally. And young and old taking in what promises to be fantastic action. It's a fantastic court that was redeveloped a couple of years ago. Well, it's just part of a decade ago now. The roof coming on Philippe Chatrier was a long time coming. Finally made it on there, and it means that if it does rain, and we have had a little bit of rain so far during these Paralympics, it means that we can play as a covered court on both Philippe Chatrier and Suzanne Lenglen. So best of both worlds. These are the courts that are used for the French Open, were used for the French Open at the end of May and early June. And again, KAMIJI was involved in the final of Roland Garros here in the doubles. And once again, she wasn't playing with Tanaka. That time she was playing with KT Montiane, the South African player. And they made it through to the final, and of course they lost to, guess who? De Groot and Van Colt, but they pushed them all the way. 6-7, 7-6, 10-4 that final was. So KAMIJI, one of the best doubles players in the world and one of the best singles players by a long, long way. This match was a little bit later starting, or it will be a little bit later starting, because Kamiji was in action on this very court first up, and she defeated Zhu Zhenjian of China 6-1, 6-2 in the singles. Ditto for Guo. She was on Suzanne Lenglen, and she was up against Dida de Groot, and she pushed de Groot all the way. 7-6 in the first set she went down, 7-3 in the tiebreaker, and then 6-3 in the second set. So really a tight one there. So a player on either side. As we have a look at the referee, chair umpire, Xavier Boiteau. So yes, both Kamiji and Guo involved in singles action this morning. Chinese pairing get to choose. It's the Japanese pairing who I think have said they will serve. Shake your hands, then we'll have a 5-minute warm-up, and then we will get underway. 2 tie-break sets, well, it's best of 3, 2 tie-break sets, and then if it's 1 set apiece, we will go to match tiebreaker, first to 10. This is how Guo and Wang made it through this far. First round beating Awane and Benishi of Morocco 6-1, 6-1, and then overcame the Colombians Bernal and Rodriguez Trujillo 6-1, 6-4. So 3 6-1 sets, a 6-4 at the end. So they've got a fair bit of tennis in their arms. And a slightly easier passage for Kamiji and Tanaka because they're the number 2 seeds. So they had a bye in the first round, and then up against Dutch opposition Jinte Bos, and then the famous Lizzie de Graef, and they won 6-3, 6-love in that quarterfinal. So they've just had a couple of sets. Left-right pairing for Kamiji and Tanaka. Kamiji left-hander, Tanaka right-hander. That's always good in doubles.
de l'arbitre Ying, représentant la République populaire de Chine, avec la visière. Elle est âgée de 22 ans.
Let's meet the athletes now, starting off with the People's Republic of China. Athlete number 1, 22 years of age, born in Beijing and started playing in 2017.
So left-right combination for the Japanese pairing, 2 righties for China.
5 titres en simple, 8 titres en double à son actif. C'est sa première participation aux Jeux paralympiques représentant la République populaire de Chine.
With an ITF ranking of 13 and a highest ranking of 12, competing here in a Paralympic debut
GUO
from
Luoyao.
the People's Republic of China. Please welcome GUO Luoyao.
22 years old.
Sa partenaire est âgée de 26 ans.
WANG Ziying,
And
26.
a father, 26 years of age, born in Ziying. Started at age 11 in 2009 with an ITF ranking of 11.
Made a Paralympic debut in Tokyo. 4th in the women's doubles alongside Zhu Zhenjian. Lost to the Brits, Jordan Wiley and Lucy Shuka in the semis, and then lost to Kamiji and Otani in the bronze. Saying earlier that Kamiji got a bronze medal in Tokyo in the doubles.
À la gauche de la chaise de l'arbitre, vous voyez l'équipe représentant le Japon sans la visière. Elle est âgée de 30 ans, née à Akashi. Cette gauchère a débuté le tennis fauteuil à l'âge de 11 ans.
And their opponents representing Japan, his first athlete started at age 11 out of Akashi with an ITF ranking of number 2 in the world.
Aujourd'hui classée à la 2e place mondiale, elle parvenait à la 1re place mondiale en juin 2014. Au total 96 titres en double, dont 21 titres du Grand Chelem. C'est sa 4e participation aux Jeux paralympiques.
96 career titles to her name, 4th Paralympic Games, including a Tokyo bronze medal. Please welcome from Japan, Yui KAMIJI.
You listen to the French and the English there from the stadium announcers. KAMIJI Yui, incredibly storied career for her.
And her partner, 28 years
She has been #1 in the world in doubles, currently #2. The only non-Dutch woman to win a tennis Masters title. A Grand Slam in doubles when she was partnering Jordan Wiley. That was 10 years ago now. She's a mere 30 years old now.
In her second Paralympic Games, into her first Paralympic semi-final from Japan, please welcome Manami Tanaka.
Tanaka, the less experienced of the two, but these two have played together. KAMIJI tends to play with other players, quite often Katie Montjane in doubles, but these two have played together. They've played 7 events together. Over the past 7 years tend to be local events for them, and they've won 4 doubles titles. Kobe in 2017 and 2018. Daegu in Korea in 2018. And the Asian Para Games last year. They were held early October, Asian Games in September, and the Asian Para Games early October. They were played in Hangzhou, not that far away from Shanghai.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a courtesy to the players and fellow spectators.
So this is a semi-final already. Winners of this match, well, either both pairings are going to go through to a medal match. The losers will go through to the bronze medal match, the winners to the gold medal match. KAMIJI, incredible record in singles, made the final in Tokyo, and then she's won the singles here. She's won 8 Grand Slam titles, never won Wimbledon, so grass not her best surface, but she's won 4 on hard courts, 2 at the Australian Open, 2 at the US Open, and 4 on clay here at Roland Garros, 2014, 2017, 2018 and 2020. Won the doubles here 4 times as well. I say grass isn't the best surface. When it comes to doubles, she's won 8 Wimbledon doubles titles. And yes, in 2014, did the Grand Slam of doubles with Jordan Wiley. Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon, US Open.
Ready.
So the Japanese pairing won the toss and they've elected to receive. WANG Ziying getting us underway.
Love 15.
A bit of an inauspicious start. Double fault for her. Same rules apply as in able-bodied tennis, other than the double bounce. The Chinese pairing trying to focus on Tanaka as you would when KAMIJI is on the other side of the court. Tanaka very much up to the challenge. Tanaka ranked 12th in the world in singles. KAMIJI #2 in the world in singles. Wang, who is serving, is #5 in singles, or #19. Talking about singles rankings, even though they're playing doubles here, but the tournament was drawn up based on singles rankings, and then after that, if you're in the singles, you could then enter the doubles. break points for the Japanese pairing, and they only need one. So they break to love to open the contest. One thing I've always liked about wheelchair tennis is that there is no messing around. Change of ends is a change of ends. Down you go. Get the balls off the ball, kids, and away you go again. None of this stopping for a quick drink, getting your towel.
KAMIJI Yui to serve.
As you would expect, it is the world number 2 in singles who's going to get us underway. Longest rally of the match so far, and it's the first point for the Chinese pairing, so maybe that's a clue for them, trying to keep the rallies long. And KAMIJI it is, in the end, who goes long and wide with her forehand. A 20-shot rally.
Please.
Good inside-out forehand there from GUO. Two Chinese players swapping around. It was actually Wang, sorry, with the inside-out forehand. Picked a spot beautifully. Incredible drop shot there. That was absolutely beautiful by Tanaka. It's clay court and it's muggy conditions, so the ball is going to hold up a lot. It's going to grip the clay, and if you can hit it with slice, then the ball will hold up and slow down. Rallies on clay and matches on clay in wheelchair tennis tend to be longer. All tennis matches on clay tend to be longer. Wheelchair tennis no different. Just long, and so love 30 becomes 40-30. The Japanese pair were in a little bit of trouble. Just long, and that is a gutsy hold from love 30 down. KAMIJI Yui holding service. She's got a very slice service. There's not a whole lot of power in there, but the slice makes it awkward. Left-handed services as well.
Luoyao to serve. Merci.
GUO Luoyao, the 22-year-old, now to serve. And chopped into the ground on the backhand by Tanaka. Not a whole lot on the GUO service, but Wang coming in afterwards, hitting the third ball very hard and very flat. It's a very good service, going out wide to the backhand and really opening up the court. But then the Chinese pair didn't follow up after that. Bit of a hesitant start from both teams. They're not yet using the full extent, the full geometry of the doubles court. Plenty of lines and angles to be used, particularly for GUO with her arcing service. And there, as if on cue, there is a way of using the angles and the geometry of the court. An absolutely beautiful slice from behind the baseline. And that one was always going to be impossible there for Wang to get to. Great slice from Tanaka. Turn from KAMIJI, and that sets up another break point.
30-14.
The Tanaka fan club. Good work there from GUO. She didn't back down. Good return of service from Tanaka, but she didn't follow it up after that. And then the Chinese pair got back into the point and they're taking it to juice. Full length games, so it's not no ad. We'll go to advantage. 39-stroke rally, and it goes the way of the Japanese pair. Both teams camp behind the baseline, as you often see at Roland Garros, in particular at Philippe Chatrier, because you've got so much space behind the baseline, so why not use it? And then Tanaka, it was, who came in and forced the issue and forced an error from GUO. So it's break point. Break point immediately saved. So he has no deciding points. Proper juices, proper advantage, proper doubles. Tried to take that one out of the air, did Wang, and Xavier Boiteau, the chair umpire, obviously was very close to it and could see that it was touched on the way over. It's a little bit ambitious from her. She doesn't sit that high in her chair. So an ambitious shot from her, and it sets up break point number 3. And it's long. The third is the charm. The third break point is taken. And KAMIJI and Tanaka have 2 breaks and a 3-love lead at the first big change of ends.
Tous les volontaires pour le temps et le dévouement qu'ils consacrent à la réussite des Jeux Paralympiques de Paris 2024.
The Paralympic Movement Committee would like to thank all the volunteers for their time and dedication towards making the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games a success.
Time.
2-minute breaks. Give fans time to get up and brandish their mascots.
TANAKA Manami.
Everyone trying to get on the big screen, not just the kids.
Thank you.
Obviously, we go all the way round. Everyone taking it in turn to serve. So this one will be Tanaka. A beautiful inside-out forehand by Wang. And she came in behind it, flat low over the net. And she left a bit of the court open. But it still ended up paying off, so fortune favours the brave.
Merci.
Straight down the middle. That's, well, you're talking about using the geometry of the court, but straight down the middle is often a good ploy in doubles. Divide and conquer, bisect your opponents. Both Chinese players looking to be aggressive on service return, as well you might be. Because Tanaka's service isn't the strongest. There's slice on it, but it's not the strongest. But after that, they're being pegged back. Great dexterity from Wang to retrieve the first forehand there from Kamiji, but the second one, there's that great retrieval. But time for Kamiji to come inside out, get inside and take that forehand. Could have been a backhand, took it inside out, or an off forehand as it's often known in the Southern Hemisphere, and picked a spot, 40-15. And it's a hole to 15 for love. Clay is a slow surface, and particularly with today's conditions, the roof is open, but it's been muggy and sticky all day, so that's going to slow down the clay even more. And that is giving Kamiji time to get off the backhand, come around and take things on her forehand. She's got a great lefty forehand. She's got a very nice backhand as well. A lot of slice on it. One-handed, obviously. But she's having time to go around her backhand, take things on the forehand, and then really launch good shots. There's an example of how good a backhand is. Goes straight back to the server. Been round the horn, so it's back to the opening server, Wang. what both Japanese players are doing well is targeting the body of their opponents. Any form of tennis, if you hit it straight at your opponent, obviously people think you're trying to avoid the opponent, hit it straight at them, it's difficult to return. Even KAMIJI couldn't get that one back, so low over the net from Wang.
15 all.
Whip with topspin on it. Keep it low over the net and then take it away from your opponent. Patience pays off for the Japanese pair. GUO in her first Paralympics, just 22 years old. There we go, great flat hitting from her. The court does open up. When you're playing baseline tennis, as is often people's wont here at Roland Garros, and in particular on Philippe Chatrier, then you run the risk, if you're back amongst the line judges there, then you run the risk of being caught short. All the time in the world there for Wang. Disappointed with herself there. That means she is break point down. And then she saves it with an ace. 116 kilometers per hour. That's around 72, 73 miles per hour. Again, divide your opponents straight down the middle. Particularly in doubles, it creates a little climate of indecision. Who's going to go for it first? Is it me? Is it you? Again, straight down the middle, and that's just the tonic It's another break, a third break. 5-love, Kamiji and Tanaka lead.
Time.
Philippe Chatrier court, and after the president of the French Tennis Federation towards the end of the last century, the end of the last millennium. He wasn't a huge player himself, but he was great behind the scenes and was driving force behind the development of Roland Garros Stadium towards the end of the millennium. And a beautiful court named after him. Great rally.
15 love.
Kamiji serving for the first set.
30 love.
Kind of gift she didn't need but will gladly take. There we go, choosing that option of going down the middle.
40 love.
3 set points for the number 2 seeds. Good flat forehand into the corner, saves the first one.
40-15. Game.
And there it is in the bag. After 32 minutes, Kamiji and Tanaka seal the first set, 6-love. Final game was a quick one there, so points won on service obviously is the main thing, and receiving points won. 7 unforced errors from Wang and GUO, and none from Kamiji and Tanaka. They've been patient, the Japanese pair. They're not forcing the issue. I think they realize that they've got more in the tank than the Chinese team. So they are waiting for their opponents to make errors, and that has been the case. We had some good rallies in the first set, in all but the first and the last game. The first game was a break to love, and the last game was a hold to love. But in between, the games were very tightly contested. Both teams a few meters behind the baseline, particularly the Japanese pairing. You can see how far back they're going, using the angles. Tanaka there with a beautiful slice backhand. GUO was up to the task in this first Paralympic Games. But it seemed to be that the Japanese pairing seemed to know where to go at just the right moment. They had a lot of winners straight down the middle. And at other times, targeting the body of their opponents, slice balls into the body, which are always very difficult to contend with. In particular on clay, you can get a lot more slice, grip, topspin on clay. You can make the ball move more and do a lot more. You have the ball at your beck and call on clay, if you're a very good tennis player. And that's what KAMIJI and Tanaka have been doing.
Second set.
GUO to get us underway in the second set. Neither of its best of three. If the Chinese pair win this one, then we will go to a match tiebreaker. And that was set up by a beautiful slice again into the body. This time it was from Tanaka. And that gave her all the time in the world to open up the court and play the angles, and she did perfectly there. But it was the shot before that that was the excellent one, curving into the body of her opponent. Straight down the middle. Now the problem there for the Japanese team was that KAMIJI called off Tanaka and ended up taking a ball that was on the second bounce and all the way down almost on a third. It was difficult to see Tanaka. She was that far back, and her return was really not deep enough. It landed about on the tee, and that gave all the time in the world for GUO to come in and put it away down the middle. patience from the Japanese team. 7 unforced errors from the Chinese pair in the first set, none from their Japanese opponents. And that may well be the strategy for the second set as well. Wait for your opponents to make an error, and eventually they will. And they may well get tired as well, the Chinese pair. Remember that GUO was in action on Suzanne Lenglen, the second of the 3 show courts here at Roland Garros. She was in action around midday, so a few hours ago, against Diede de Groot, and she pushed Diede de Groot all the way in the first set, went down 7-3 in a tiebreaker, and then 6-3 in the second. That's going to take a lot out of you. Excellent forehand into the corner. That is what she does best, Wang. She comes in, dominates the net, gives herself some time, took the extra bounce there, and picked a spot in the corner. So, break point saved, but a second one to come. As the crowd get a bit worked up. And the net cord isn't the friend of the Chinese pair, and it's a break to open the second set. Kamiji and Tanaka lead by a set and a break. Again, a quick change of ends. I think that's what's catching the crowd out here at Roland Garros when they're watching the French Open, the able-bodied tournament. They're used to big delays in points and servers bouncing the ball for ages, and that gives them time to sing and chant and generally act up a little bit. Whereas here, the players are ready to serve in the blink of an eye. It's a quick-fire sport, is wheelchair tennis. All the time in the world for Kamiji to get off the backhand. She came round, took it on the forehand, inside out, into the corner. Well, pick your spot in the corner on the previous point, and then straight down the middle on this one. Came in, took it at just the right height, hitting through the ball. A little bit of topspin on it with the wrist, so that was racing away from her opponents. Good service, good sliced service, bit of a kick in the service from Tanaka. This is proving to be a straightforward service game for her, to the delight of her fans in the crowd. And then again, a good sliced service by Tanaka. It's a comfortable hold. 6-love, 2-love. Fans in the crowd know that they haven't got time to get their chance in. They haven't got much time to do it, so they have to do shorter versions of it. Good on them. And of course, as soon as I say that, some of the kids carry on and get shushed, not only by fellow fans, but also by Xavier Boiteau in the chair. Deep behind the baseline, KAMIJI and Tanaka, giving themselves a lot of time to get depth on their returns. They were the culprits from the chance. Point is being replayed. As I think one of the ball kids came out, assuming that the point was over. It was a desperation return from GUO, just went over the net and caught the ball kid by surprise. Spits it back in favour of the Chinese pair this time. Tennis players don't tend to hit the ball quite as hard, so not often will the ball go over the net on a let. Of course, that one, as soon as I say that, clips the net cord on the way over. So it occasionally happens on service, but rarely during rallies. Both teams sitting a long way back. Japanese pair quite often almost in the photographer pits. Beautiful inside-out forehand from the #2 in the world in singles. Over the top of the ball, top spin onto the tram line, and that's 2 break points. And they'll only need one. KAMIJI and Tanaka lead by a set and 3 games to love.
Le tennis en fauteuil roulant a été inclus pour la première fois dans le programme officiel d'un tournoi du Grand Chelem lors de l'Open d'Australie en 2002 et représenté dans tous les tournois du Grand Chelem depuis 2007.
Wheelchair tennis is first included as part of the official schedule at a Grand Slam during the 2002 Australian Open, while sport has now been part of all 4 Grand Slam tournaments since 2007.
Fans enjoying themselves, and the Japanese pairing enjoying themselves. KAMIJI to serve a set and 3 love up. Power on the forehand there from Wang. That's what she likes to do. She likes to come into the net and be tenacious. We've heard that from Xavier Boiteau. Both Chinese players coming in a lot more. Wang is comfortable at the net, as we've seen. GUO snatched a little bit at that one, but they need to do something. They're a set and 3 love down. They're 11 points away from not going out of the tournament because it's the semi-final, so if they lose, it's a bronze medal match. They want to make the gold medal match, they need to turn something around. GUO is coming in more. Doesn't seem to be as comfortable as Wang when she's inside the baseline. GUO number 19 in the world in singles. Wang number 5. Tanaka number 12. KAMIJI number 2.
Second serve.
Down the middle.
14-32.
Always a good option. Particularly when it is right down the middle. Service has been a little bit sticky this game from KAMIJI. A lot of lets and faults. Not the best service game from KAMIJI by any stretch of the imagination. But the unforced errors undo the Chinese team once again, and it's 4-love. Wang with a chance there at the net, a lot of time, and she knows that herself. KAMIJI really not serving well there, but we'll forgive her that one. And either way, she held to 30.
Thank you.
That's the option, down the middle.
15-11.
You also move a little bit more slowly on a clay court, not just the speed of the ball. So if you can hit the ball right down the middle, your opponents will struggle to get to it. If they're playing as far apart as these two are.
13-11.
GUO serving and 30-love up, looking to get the Chinese team on the board at last in this, the 11th game of this semi-final. Beautiful cross-court forehand there, tightening the angle by Wang. That was the longest rally we've seen in this second set. The points being a lot shorter. The players' energy levels drop a little bit, but they dug deep in this one and then beautifully finished off by Wang. So GUO with 3 bites of the cherry now to get her team on the board. Scratches a little bit at the first one.
40-52.
There's two opportunities gone. They are playing more aggressive tennis, the Chinese team now. Great defense from KAMIJI and Tanaka. And then unforced errors again. 9 this set between GUO and WANG, 16 in total. KAMIJI and Takana have actually committed 2 this set. After 0 in the first set. There we go. They are indeed on the board. To the delight of GUO and WANG finally trouble the scorers, but KAMIJI and Takana still lead by a set and 4-1.
KAMIJI Tanaka lead 4 games to 1.
Après la fin de votre session.
Can be found on the food and beverage sessions. The refund service is closed 3 minutes after the end of your session.
Time.
Kids in the crowd enjoying themselves as they watch this women's doubles semi-final in wheelchair tennis on Philippe Chatrier Court, centre court here at Roland Garros. Just outside Paris, it's just on the outskirts of Paris, just outside one of the city gates, the Porte d'Auteuil, in the suburb of Boulogne. That was a great 1-2 and ended up being a 1-2-3 punch from KAMIJI. The first one was really sliced. The first one was down the line. The second one sliced into the body of GUO. And then she came in and put it away very calmly. Came in and took that one beautifully, did WANG. Was already coming in when the service came in, you can see that there, and then took the ball on the rise. Tanaka's service not the strongest. See, there's a shot clock there at the bottom of the scoreboard, so they've got 25 seconds in which to serve or to be into the service motion. Few mistakes creeping in here for the Japanese number 2 seeds. It's 15:30. A sniff of a break there for the Chinese pairing. And that one just goes right off the frame there from Wang. And expertly pouched in the upper deck of the crowd. Huge rally. I'm going to put that at around 62 strokes. You often get long rallies on clay, and there was incredible patience from both teams. That was about halfway through it, where illustrating why you go down the middle in doubles. You might have both of your opponents going for the ball, and that was the case there, but the Chinese pair managed to continue. 40-30 from love 30 down. Another one of those inside-out forehands from Wang into the corner. And that takes us to juice. Only the second time we've gone to juice. First time was on, I think it was GUO's service, but it was definitely from the Chinese pairing when they were serving. An awkward backhand, taking it very high. A little bit lacking in energy, as you would expect. GUO took on Dida de Groot in the singles earlier in the day, just a couple of hours ago. Two very tough sets there, 7-6, 6-3 she went down. So a point for a 5-1 lead. Wang once again says no, and she's targeting Tanaka's backhand and doing it very well, particularly on the ad side of the court. bit of fortune there for the Japanese team. The third attempt to take it to 5-1 and force the Chinese pair to serve to stay in the match. Oh, flat, low, over the net. Staying alive again. Beautiful. Took it at a perfect height. Top spin, whips over the net. Just long. Well, they had their first hold of service, the Chinese pair. Can they get their first break? This is their first break point. Kamiji and Takana trying to keep the ball into the juice, keep it in the juice court, away from Wang in the ad court. They're going to have to serve in the ad court here obviously. For once, the forehand of Wang fails her. It's been a real weapon for her, particularly the latter stages of this second set. Coming in, taking the ball flat, whipping it over the net. With a wristy top spin. Works on that occasion, and we have a second break point. Great slice backhand there from Tanaka. Saves the break point. Gutsy stuff as well. Not the safest shot to play, but it was beautifully executed. Back to juice. They managed to swap the Chinese pairing around there, so they managed to get Wang in the juice court as opposed to the ad court. And I think it was GUO really who found herself on the wrong side of the court and uncomfortable. So a point for a 5-1 lead, another point for a 5-1 lead. It's been a long game, this one. Great defense from the Japanese pair. And it looks as if they've done everything right and then got the ball onto KAMIJI's racket. And I think she was almost out of rhythm and out of practice. They've been keeping the ball away from her. And we're back to juice again. Both teams moving around a lot, swapping positions, chasing after the ball as this match wears on. An hour and a quarter now. Players having already been out in singles action. Warm and sticky here, just out to the west of Paris. A few mistakes creeping in. Another point for a 5-1 lead. And that's long, and it's taken, and there finally is the 5-1 lead. A mammoth game that was, a good quarter of an hour. Tanaka holds, places her strapping. And now serving to stay in the match.
Merci.
WANG Ziying. Tiredness creeping in from GUO Luoyao. Just long from WANG. A long rally, and it can be demoralizing when you're trying to stay in the match. You try to remain as patient as possible, and then you just fail to clip the baseline. 30 love, or love 30 rather, 2 points away. That one creeps over.
15-30.
Desperation stuff by WANG, can't quite get there again. They're targeting the middle of the court, and now it's 2 break, 2 set, and 2 match points. 2 chances to make it through to the final of the women's doubles. Such a shame to finish it on that note, but finish it we will.
6-4.
KAMIJI and Tanaka are through. 6-love, 6-1. The second set took 48 minutes. The match, an hour and 20 in total. For the Japanese number 2 seeds are through to the final of the women's doubles. A solid performance by the number 2 seeds. Very much keeping the errors down. The errors did creep in the second set as both teams got tired, but they were faultless in the first. 7 forced errors, but 0 unforced errors. And they kept their opponents under pressure throughout. They're quite happy to get involved in long rallies. Quite happy to battle it out. It's a closer match than the scoreline would suggest at 6-love, 6-1. It's a more accurate reflection is an hour and 20 minutes. And again, these players don't hang around. There's no prevarication of the changes of ends. So 22 unforced errors from the Chinese pairing. They had a couple of break opportunities at 4-1 in the second set, but couldn't take them. That might have turned the match around. They were a set and 4-love down. Got on the board with a hold of service from GUO. Almost got a break then. Had they got a break then, I think the Japanese pair would have been very nervous. But they closed it out beautifully.